I get a little emotional because
I'm sorry.
I've been in circumstances where wasn't able to pay my bills, and I've been in a situation where I wasn't able to, like, I'd have to go like the Salvation Army for food, and I mean I've struggled hard.
Because there's somebody on today that I told you I was having some really cool guests. And so you should be excited because today we have on Rocki Sanchez, who is the social media superstar award winner for 2022. Shout out. Get it, get it, get it. So we're so glad to have you here. And we're going to have some amazing advice from her today and some amazing insight into her, but also hopefully into you and your business, because this is all about growth. Give us a little background, give us a little bio. Who are you? When did you get in real estate? Give us all the goods.
Well, hello, everybody. Hi, and thank you, Jenna. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you. Thank you. A little bit about myself. I am from Central Florida. I'm actually born and raised fifth generation in Kissimmee, Florida. I live in a little town called St. Cloud, if anyone's heard of it. But my business is all of Central Florida. I actually, I grew up on a dairy farm, cows, horses, chickens. So that really ties into, who I am and my culture and why I love Central Florida. But I've been in the business going on 6 years. I think I've lost count. I stopped counting because my gray hairs are just like overtaking my head. So, so I've been going on 6 years, and I actually got into the business. Funny story. Okay, you ready? Really quick. I'll make it short. Before real estate, I wanted to be an overnight geriatric nurse. Like, nursing was my passion. I wanted to be, changing lives and helping people. Well, if you guys don't know, Lauren LeMay, she's actually the owner of our office here in Central Florida. And she tried for 2 years to get me into real estate. And I said, absolutely not. It's like timeshare. I hated timeshare. Don't want to be in it. And, but she's persistent. So finally one day she's like, just try it. So after 2 years of her trying, I said, all right, I'll give it a go to pay for college. And it was my first deal. I was able to really make a difference. And it really I felt like I was serving my purpose. And here I am 6 years later.
I love it. I had no idea that you were also wanting to be in nursing. The top producer on my team was a NICU nurse.
Really?
For like over a decade. Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that.
I have a hospitality background. So I was a manager for a big hotel chain for 11 years. And I feel that like my leadership style has always been very like inclusive and wanting to help people and be involved. So it really worked out well, especially in this industry and what I'm doing with real estate and my business.
That's amazing. Well, I was so impressed with Rocki, y'all, when I met her. If you can't tell already, the energy that she has, and she has this gift of just being genuine and drawing people to her. Speaking of being genuine, so we know how long you've been in real estate. Give me a little bit of background. I wanted to talk about what you perceive as your greatest strengths and what you bring to the business that like naturally lies within you, and you bring it to the business and capitalize on that.
Absolutely. So I feel, my biggest strengths for me have changed over the years. And I mean, first and foremost, of course, my energy and my personality is big, and it's really helped me generate a lot of authentic relationships. And so I think first and foremost, one of my strengths is my mindset. And when I say that is like, I'm always optimistic. And I just did this true colors exercise, which is kind of like a disc exercise within my leadership academy. And I'm an orange. And what an orange is, somebody who is like, we're going to there's a solution to every problem. We're going to have fun doing it, and we'll figure out how we did it when we get there. Pretty much I'm an action, which
I love that
personality. But I just always try to stay positive and optimistic. Granted, I am realistic. I understand things like are going to crash and burn. What I think that I've strived with that is not allowing it to overtake the entire situation, right? A friend of mine once said, it's okay to have a moment, just don't unpack your bags there. So I just try to be that. I try to be mindful. Another great strength of mine is my network. So I know you and I chatted before, and when I say network, it's not just on a business level, but it's the people I surround myself with, the clients that I choose to work with. And I'll be honest with you, not every client's going to be a right fit for you. So if you feel, But okay, beginning of my career, girl, I was taking anybody and everybody.
I was about to say, yes, I was too. You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. And sometimes I was a little like sketch about them. So I bring a buddy.
You are my best buddy.
Especially with my first time meeting them. But it's the clients that I choose to work with, and also the organizations and the support system that I surround myself with. So that has been a game changer. So like, for example, I don't know if you remember when I accepted my award, I was like, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to thank one person. And I was like, I want to thank my mom.
Mommy, Mama, Ma.
Oh, yes.
She's honestly my biggest supporter when it comes to my business. I drug her around in March. I was traveling a lot for work, and I drug her around with me everywhere I went. You know, she doesn't care about masterminds or about, politics with real estate, but she was like, all right, I'm there.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I feel like there's like so much to unpack here. And so can I piggyback off something that you said was one of your strengths? Mindset, I would say, is the foundation of all of this, right?
100%.
And working on yourself, right? Okay. So like that's the basis. And what I love that you said is essentially that you are biased toward action. And let me tell you, and I'd love for you to speak into this too, and maybe give us some examples or expound on that as much as you want. But I feel like in real estate, guys, you can plan forever and never go anywhere. And you can try to be perfect forever, and it is never going to happen. Okay. Every single person who has had success will tell you that you have got to just take action before you feel ready, before you, I don't know, close your first 10 houses, like whatever plan it is, you've got to implement it immediately. And it's better to have a wonky plan that you just move forward on than to have to wait, right? You've got to take action. I'm sure, even though you have this amazing personality, right? And maybe somebody's on here and they're like, I don't have this amazing personality. I don't have all this energy. How do I do this? What would you say to those people in terms of it probably wasn't easy for you, even with a great personality, right? Like it's hard.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I was thinking about this morning, and it's so easy for us to allow our biggest, and I'll be completely transparent. What's the word? My biggest, I would say, challenge is myself. And when I say that is, it's easy for me to get into my own head and think that I don't deserve to be there. I'm not ready to post a luxury listing. I'm not ready to talk about my volume because I've only sold 3 million this year or something like that. Right. So, and I've had years I've sold 15 million. I've had years I've sold 3. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about, I hate when people do that number thing, but it's about how are you presenting yourself? And when you say that, it's like you can make all these plans and you're like, okay, when I hit this, or when I start selling luxury, then I'm going to post about luxury. And I'm using luxury as an example just because when I was just in New York, I was in a penthouse that's worth $25 million. It's on sale. It's listed for $25 million. Never in my, I've sold land in the 7 figures, but we're talking about a penthouse.
One house, which is crazy.
Yeah. I was like, do I even belong here? Imposter syndrome, right? But so what I can tell y'all is, I'm not saying fake it till you make it, but honestly, it's like about like that, creating that vision, like you belong there. So it's okay. Like just take action, go with it. If you want to sell luxury, start posting about luxury. Don't be afraid to ask a friend or a fellow agent who's got a higher end listing. Hey, can I go in there and just get a video? I went to a Brokers Open. We have a community called Golden Oaks here in Florida. And my friend, she had a listing 7.5 million. And she goes, hey, I'm having a Brokers Open. Would love you there. Cool. I walk in. She goes, listen, make a video. Make it your listing, girl. Like, I know you want to do it. Yep. And I was like, I'm like a kid in a candy store. So I was like, hey. It's on my Instagram, y'all. No, but, and it's funny because I posted that and somebody was like, oh, shoot, you're selling Golden Oaks now? You're right. And to tie back into it, it's about, if you had asked me a year ago, was I very clear-minded and knew exactly my trajectory was going to be, I'd tell you no. I have coaches that really have helped me identify my values and honestly my brand. And it's helped me have a clearer path of what I want to do with my business and where I want to go.
I love that. Tell us about those values. Tell us about the brand. And then let's backtrack maybe and go into how did you discover those things?
Yeah. So my values are very clear. It was not easy to identify, but we did. So my values are my health, because I did fight cancer. I found it really early and a couple years ago. So my health is very important to me. My happiness. I had to think about, what I was sacrificing in my business and my personal life that was sacrificing my happiness. So that's really important, because if I'm not happy, I'm not producing. And helping others. Those are my three values, and then which ties into my brand. So my brand is Rocki the real estate agent, Rocki the philanthropist, and Rocki. Well, my coach wants me to do speaking, but as y'all see,
I do too. Do it.
I rant and I talk too much, so I need I need help on that.
No, you got this.
And honestly, the way I identified those were through my coaches and my network.
Amazing. I love how you were able to identify those. And I love how you're also choosing to surround yourself with people, because I know you said your mom is your support system. I'd also like to say what I know we're trying to create at JPAR, and what we have created and we're working to make even better and greater, is this community of support. And I felt it at the JPAR Nation celebration. It was so special to me to feel the true encouragement of others, and really that we are not about one-upping each other. It really is about pouring into each other. Yeah. And so how critical would you say that having a community, whether you're coaching community and at JPAR, and your mom, your support system, how critical was that to your success?
So my mom's not my only support system. Of course, JPAR is too, and in my office, they're fantastic. But personally, I think it is critical. When I go to, for example, when I was in Texas for the JPAR celebration, gosh, you're right, girl. Like that, being in the room with those people, everyone was just, and I think I'm noticing this more often. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're selling $7 million or $200,000 homes. Everyone's the same. We all want to be there for the same reason. We want to elevate each other. Yep. The support from JPAR Nation is real. And that celebration was like one of the best I've ever been to. I had the best time. It was my first time staying till it ended. Honestly, that's been exceptional. Even on the JPAR Nation page, I'm confident to say I have a referral network that spans across the nation, which is so awesome. Amazing. Helps my business, because I talk about it in all my listing presentations, with my buyers presentations, 1,000%. If I need somebody to rely on, I know that if I pass on a lead or something to another JPAR agent, I know that there's standards and I know that they're going to be well taken care of. And I know I've spoken to a couple other JPAR agents that I've gotten leads from, and I'm like, hey, listen, you're going to be part of this deal because they trust you, and I want them to, if they call you, I want you to know what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's so wise. Piggyback off of this idea that I've found in the industry. Did you know that it takes confidence and assurance to have that kind of level of involvement from other people? Like, I can just tell in the way you're talking, you are the kind of person that you know what it is to truly be a leader. And that is to not try and just elevate yourself, right? Like, I can just feel this already. Like, you bring others alongside you and elevate them with you. And where does that come from? Like, because I feel like in this industry, not at JPAR, but overall the industry broader out there in the world, it is this just one up, and that's not leadership, right? Leadership is actually trying to make people perhaps even better than you are in terms of like teams and all these things. So tell us, like, where does that come from? Is it just the genuineness, or is it life lesson?
Well, I'd say, a little bit of both. So like I mentioned before, I've always tried to be in some sort of leadership position. I'm heavily involved on committees on a local, state, and national level. I think one thing about, especially in this industry, the reason why I'm so involved in those committees is because when I look at my board of directors in my association, I see something that look like me. I strive to be on the board so that way, somebody who is I am half Cuban, I am, small town, and my grandfather really instilled in me, like, the sky's the limit. You be a go-getter. Girl, when I was in 7th grade, my family told me I was going to be a plastic surgeon. And I was like, okay, that sounds great.
Oh, okay.
I know. And I was like, wait, that's wild. But I've always had this mentality that, there's always opportunity, break through the ceiling, you can do it. But I don't like being at the top alone. And yes. I feel that, and I'm not saying that I'm at the top, like, let me correct myself. It's not fun to celebrate alone. And so for me, when I started doing like my leadership through the association, my mentor told me, he's like, the point is like, okay, when you're chair, it's great, but you have to find someone who's going to replace you. You're always finding your replacement. So I love identifying new leaders. I love making people feel, I'm a very inclusive leader. So it's not the Rocki show, it's our show. We're winning together. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to do a popularity contest, but I know what it feels to be left out. I know what it feels to not be, not hitting my numbers or not hitting my goals and feeling like, wow, I'm not enough. That's a really crappy way to feel. So I honestly, I try to I think it's just my experience with the people I surround myself with. My whole office is like that. When one person has a listing, we all have a listing. Try to uplift each other.
I love that. And that's true leadership. It's true authenticity. It's true confidence. It's rooted in something really deep. And it was so funny because I don't know if you remember this, because it was already getting late at the J Part Nation celebration, but I remember meeting with you and we got to, hang out for a little while there. And like immediately, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember if I discovered it that night or later when we started talking, that your life experiences. And here's the thing, y'all, you heard her say that some of the things she's been through, which we won't go deep into that, but, fighting cancer and things like that. Your hardship really can propel you forward. And I feel like, does anything that you've been through in the past, is that where some of this depth of your character comes from, wanting to celebrate with people, wanting to share with people, wanting to have this leadership style where you bring others along with you?
I get a little emotional because
I'm sorry. Well, you'll make me emotional too.
No, it's good. Because honestly, it comes from a very genuine place. And so I've been in circumstances where I wasn't able to pay my bills. And I've been in a situation where I wasn't able to, like, I'd have to go like the Salvation Army for food. And I've struggled hard, but I always had, my mom was always there with me, or, my family, we were always there together. And I felt like when you have a squad, when you've got people that you can rely on, the opportunities are endless. Like, listen, you might hit rock bottom.
Sometimes you just got to hit rock bottom.
But at least you're not there alone. You got people that are going to help lift you up. When I say that, I'm in a position now where I'm blessed. If I can share that with others and help them and help encourage them and motivate and inspire, then I know I'm doing my job. I think, for me, we talk about success, and I might be jumping a little forward, but for me, my definition of success and really being a leader is serving my purpose. And my purpose is to make a difference and help someone. And, whether it be on a personal level or in a professional level, I know that if I put a smile on someone's face, or if I help lit someone's fire, or if I motivated somebody, I did my job for that day.
Well, let me tell you, you've done your job for the day and it's only 8:20. I don't know about you guys, but can we get some likes and some loves and all the things on Facebook? Because this is a special person right here. I think you absolutely should pursue speaking. I think that you would be amazing. And I think that you have so much greatness to share. And the fact that your purpose, your values are they just ooze out of you. And guys, let's talk about that. And then let's just thank her so much for her time. What are you guys about your business? What do you want your clients, and Rocki, maybe we can touch on this before we head off. What do you, everybody, want your clients to feel like after you interact with them, after you serve them? And why don't you put into words for us, Rocki, before we, tap out for the morning? What is I feel like if I were your client, I would know exactly how you make me feel, but what's your purpose and your goal? How do you want clients to talk about you? How do you want them to feel if they interact with you?
I can't remember who said it, but maybe you might be able to help me. It's people won't remember what you did for them, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Yes.
And so the way I want my clients to feel, my clients or anybody that I interact with, the way I want people to feel is that I want them to know I'm not just a real estate agent. I'm not just somebody they meet, like an acquaintance. I want them to feel like they can rely on me. Like I tell my clients, even after this transaction, I'm going to be your friend. I want you to invite me to your parties. I want you to think of me whenever, so-and-so is having a baby, because I want to be a part of your family. I have a small family, so it's so nice to go to these events with big families. It's really fun, but I want people to feel like I did it serving my purpose. I did it from a genuine and authentic place. I'm not dollar driven. My business isn't dollar driven. And the moment that it is, I'm doing it for the wrong reasons.
I love that. And you guys, people can feel that. It doesn't matter if they're old or young or middle-aged or any walk of life or where they're from. people feel that. And so I feel like there's so much greatness in this. We talked about mindset. We talked about values, and aligning your business with your values will lead to a business that you love, not one that burns you out. Okay. So let's point that out. Love that. We talked about operating in your strengths. What are your strengths? We talked about, goodness, so many things. Our why, reason for success. And I am just being biased toward action. I'm so excited for all the greatness we got out of this, and so excited for your time. Is there anything else you want to say before we head out for the day?
Really quick, I know. I'm gonna a few words. No, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm very humbled. I'm very flattered. Like, I genuinely thank you for thinking of me. Thank you guys for staying on. This is awesome. I really appreciate y'all watching. And another thing is when you identify those values, learn to only say yes to things that align with your values.
Amazing.
It'll be less stressful.
Guys, exactly. So build a business that you love, build it off your values. And exactly what she just said. Sometimes it is not about saying yes to everything, but saying the best yes every time. So thank you so much. You are amazing. I feel happy and blessed and energized this Thursday, and I hope you guys too. So leave comments. I think this is going to be one of our most watched episodes ever. So share, like, comment. And we'll talk to you all soon. Happy Thursday.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.